done it this time, haven't you, Wonka?
You know what I'm saying? When you ask them, but exactly, there's a whole new awareness now suddenly.
Yeah.
And I don't get the phenomena.
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem too, the reason for that is that the focus just wasn't there. The focus was on the money, the endorsements, the adulations, you know. I mean, fathers had, you know, dreams of their kids being the next Joe Montana.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't look at how many concussions Joe Montana suffered before he retired. Or what
That's
happened
just part
with
of being a man.
You know,
and when I hear people say those types of things, I think about boxing. I think about Muhammad Ali. That's still a sport.
Mm-hmm.
That's still, you know, big money on that. Every time they go to Vegas, is a big money deal. All stars come out and everything. So it is what it is. It's the risk that's assumed.
Yeah, risk is assumed.
But I still believe that companies and corporations, especially if they're going to be taking the tax breaks that a nonprofit takes, NFL, which is $1 billion and billion. I mean, look, we got Nike on, you got Reebok on. You know, I stay with Nike. But anyway,
Get out.
he's mad because I got the new shit.
I do got the old shit. I gotta get it. This motherfucking K-Dubs ain't gonna do it no more.
But I think Roger Goodell gets an F. That's a grade I would give Roger Goodell. I give him an F. If I give him an F minus, I would, because he's ruining the game that we love with these, you know, silly rules that they're trying to put into it. People know the risk.
Agree with.
They know you assume the risk when you play. If you don't want to, you can back out. You know.
I was going to give Roger Goodell an F also too, but I'd probably give him a D minus, just because, I mean, just recently this week he tried to correct a mistake. He admitted that he made a mistake as far as the domestic violence case goes, and
He gave himself.
I don't give him credit for that though, because when he came back and he did that after the fact, yes, 2 games was a slap on the wrist, but at the same time, I had a little bit more respect for him when he did do that, because I felt like the shit that he does is over the top and extreme. And I remember when the NFL was kind of like a good old boys club. It was all right. You could get off with that shit. And I feel like he's the one convicting them of other shit before. You know what I mean? Because they're losing game checks and shit. He'll just come fuck your shit up. Just at will, randomly, because he gets his panties in a bunch.
You know, but my
Paul
thing,
Tagliabue, man, would probably never have run the NFL like that. I thought that he was a real good.
he was good. You know, he was good, but you know, a lot of things were swept under the rug with Paul Tagliabue too. You know, but I think with a job like commissioner, you know, it's like when you take a job like that, you can't judge them just on one platform, like just on this. And that's the thing. It's a maturing. You don't know. It's almost like being a president. You don't know exactly what's going to come across your fucking desk each day as president. So as commissioner, you're taking responsibility for all the owners of what they do, all the players of what they do. You know, the NFLPA is obviously the balancing between the players, supposed to be the balancing power between the players and the owners. But when you're the commissioner, whenever somebody in the NFL fucks up, you have to answer for that. And so it's like it's not really fair to just say this one instance, I'm going to judge them on this. And it's to me, it's kind of like a balancing act of how. Okay, you're a little heavy-handed here. I understand that it was a slap on the wrist, 2 games, but I also understand that he was looking at it from the perspective Ray Rice didn't have a track record of doing anything, right. You know. And but the seriousness of the act is what should have made it more than 2 games. But like you said, he came back within a week and like, I fucked up on that. I really did. And so not
many commissioners do that.
And no man of power hardly will ever come out and say I was wrong in this decision. They'll just take the L and just act like it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's why I say I started out with an F. But seeing that I see him trying to mold it so things are more balanced in the league. You know, he's not turning a blind eye to things. He's not like, you know, obviously he's not on the up and up maybe about this Washington thing, you know, but there's going to be pressure on him about that shit too, I think. You know, and so that's why I moved it up to just a solid D so far, and maybe even a C minus, because being a commissioner, you got shit that it's first time. Everything's a first time. I like how, like Alden Smith, 9 games. Mm-hmm. I like that. He's like, I'm tired of your shit. Mm-hmm. Making bomb threats in the air. Who the fuck are you? Yeah, I would have been happy with the whole season for that.
Yeah, that's true.
This dude got some assault rifles in the crib.
Yeah. I really don't like Alden Smith, mainly because
he kills the Packers every time
he plays. So I'm with Roger on that one. When it comes to business, Roger gets a much higher grade. But when it comes to the way that the game is now called,
yes,
defense is being totally taken out of the game.
Yes.
That's the main reason. I'm talking about the product on the field, not how many jerseys are sold.
Yeah,
you know,
rules of the game's part is F.
How popular the game is. I'm talking about the product on the field. Man. What's the play-by-play? And you watch football for the big hits. You watch it for those times when motherfucker gets a concussion or knocked out the game. You know, it's part of human nature. You can't take out the brutality out of a brutal sport.
You can't take the essence out. That's the essence of the game.
Well, that's what he's doing.
The one thing also I start to irritate me about the NFL is they're trying to take away the individuality of the players. Like, I remember in the 80s that when certain players did a touchdown or they made a sack, they had the signature move that you recognized the players for. And just recently, them banning Jimmy Graham dunking on the field goal, I thought that was ridiculous. And I'm wondering what else are they going to take away?
I mean, that's the type of stuff that makes kids want to grow up and aspire to be like the, you know.
Right, but this is the thing about that where it doesn't make some sense. He's a big motherfucker who's dunking, and so what had happened a couple times, they were complaining that the field goals posts were off. Right? They were just hating on him.
They said that happened like once, and
I think twice. I think it happened.
You have plenty of stadium workers to straighten that shit out. Yeah. Get them on the field. 2-minute break.
Hey, you know what? The way they're continuing it, they may ban the Lambeau Leap. They may think that
now
because the audience is one
got a monument outside with the Lambeau Leap. You know that ain't going nowhere, baby. You know that's like apple pie.
Hey, Roger,
it's Roger. Can't take away the Lambeau.
It's Roger, homie.
With this commissioner, they may take that away.
So you give him a
if he does that, he'll have an even worse grade than an F.
Oh, come on. You can't do that. You gonna kick. There's no commissioner of school. You can't kick him out of school.
I'm giving him an F. He fails every time.
They may say a fan got hurt during the Lambeau Leap. Okay, let's take it away. You know.
I will say Roger showed me. He's done a lot of things that I haven't liked, but he has shown me some things that I gotta give him a lot of approval of. You know. I still think Silver's better. You know, in the NBA, so because Silver is it's still first year, and he's been kicked to that racist motherfucker out of it just like that. You know, I still think Silver's better, you know, by far. But I think Goodell is trying to improve on what he's done in the past. I think he is trying to improve. Cameraman, what you think?
No idea.
Fuck him.
It's not what he's here.
That'll do it for this segment. We'll talk to you later. Peace. Peace. Week one, we saw some things that we thought to see, and some things we did not think to see. You know, it was pretty interesting. You know, there's a lot going on in the NFL today. Some of what we're not going to get in on this segment, but you know, this is a segment we're just going to give the week two predictions and think back on week one a little bit. You know, the Bears disappointed us a little bit You know, they're not going to disappoint this week. You know, they're going to lose better than this week than they lost last week. But the Vikings. I can't believe Vegas had them 5-point underdogs to a St. Louis Rams team with no starting quarterback. Disgusting. Vegas, this one's for you. Well, I can't take all the credit for week one. Week one, you know, I only win 9-7 on my picks. You know, that's not quite, you know, that's above the threshold, so I'm not going to get an L, but I'm not going to, like I said, I don't get a W either, so it's just, it is, you know. But what else happened? The Patriots got their head busted wide open. Let me make an honorable mention. One of my my analysts, my correspondents, made great upset picks last week. They agreed with me and they picked the Vikings over the Rams because Vegas is stupid. I guess. I don't know. But he also picked the New England Patriots getting their heads busted open, and I forget the exact score, but nobody picked. Most people were picking the Patriots to win that game, and he also picked. What's the other upset pick he had? You'll probably see the caption coming along during the segment or something like that. You know, whatever.
Yo, what's up, man? This Biz Nasty up in the Tomb of Death. Last week I was 2 for 3 on my upset picks. I picked Minnesota over them punk ass St. Louis Rams. I fucked around and picked Miami over New England. All right, now I was off by 3 or 4 points with the Oakland Raiders getting up in it with the New York Jets. But I'm not going to be mad. I was 2 for 3. It's all to the good. This week's upset picks will happen to be this, as follows. First upset pick, Jacksonville. All right. Second upset pick, Philadelphia. All right. And my third, and I hate to say it, it's going to be San Diego Superchargers over them boys up there in Seattle. And they're going to do it at San Diego because that's the only way you can beat them motherfuckers from Seattle. You have to play them outside of their house. All right? Y'all be easy. Biz out.
We picked the Houston Texans over the Washington Racists, and that was wonderful too. That was. I didn't see that happening. And then they did it without Jadeveon Clowney too, without the number 1 pick. J.J. Watt is a monster. Let me say that to you. Me and understand it. He's a monster, not just a regular. He's not just a beast. He's a monster on the line. That's why they gave the man $100 million. He's going nowhere forever. Guarantee you that. J.J. Watt will be a Texan for life. Now let's get to this week's predictions. Once again, I have my trusty side notes to help me along. All right. Start with we're just going to go chronologically from Thursday all the way through to Monday. So first Thursday night game, we got the Steelers and the Ravens. We're going to take the Steelers 28-25 over the Ravens. It's just going to be too hard for the Ravens to overcome the Steelers' firepower, I think, and it's going to be a defensive battle on some fronts, but with the new rules intact, it's going to be a nice scoring game. We got the Dolphins over the Bills, 33-28. The Washington Racists might win this week, 24-20 over the Jaguars, 21. We got the Cowboys, 30 over the Titans, 27. The Cardinals, 31 over the Giants, 24. The Patriots, this is a pick that I really hate to make. The Patriots are playing my squad this week. But I'm gonna be not biased, and I'm gonna try to be realistic. Nobody's picking the Vikes to win this week, but I will pick it as a very close game. The Patriots 28, the Vikings 26, and if we get a couple turnovers, that might not have it might be reversed. Anyways, but I'm gonna pick the Patriots right now, 28-26. Also, we got the Saints 27 over the Browns 25. That's gonna be a close one. The Falcons 38 over the Bengals 35. Another close one. Lions 31 over the Panthers 30. That's my game of the week. I think that the Lions' firepower just might edge out the Panthers' defense. Might be a little rusty. That's going to be my game of the week. The Lions and the Panthers. Take the Lions 31-30. The Bucks 27 over the Rams 18. The Seahawks 28 over the Chargers 20. The Texans over the Raiders 24-23. This is going to be a close game because once again I'm not. The Texans might surprise this year, but I really think they're going to end up being kind of average, And the Raiders, they played the Jets real tough last week, so I'm going to say it's going to be another close game. The Packers, 30 over the Jets, 24. The Broncos, 41 over the Chiefs, 20. I just think the Chiefs have lost a lot on defense, and I think they got somebody injured last week. And I just think they're just going to get busted open to the meat. This Colts are going to run all over them cats, man. And this is what I was talking about. The Bears aren't going to disappoint as bad this week. They're still going to lose. They're playing the 49ers in San Francisco. I think it's going to be a close one. I'm taking the 49ers 30 over the Bears 28. And finally, the last game of Monday Night Football, we have the Indianapolis Colts galloping once again, 36, all over the heads of the Philadelphia Eagles to 27. It might be closer, but I'm still going to take the Colts. And with that, peace be unto you. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to meet our newest correspondent, Ms. Adams. She's not here for a live segment just yet, but she would like to share with you her knowledge of the NFL and give you her picks for week 2. So here we are with Ms. Adams and her week 2 picks. She will be taking, first of all, Baltimore, Miami, Detroit, Atlanta, New Orleans, New England, Arizona, Tennessee, Washington, Seattle, Tampa Bay, Denver, Green Bay, Houston, San Francisco, and Indianapolis. Thank you, Ms. Adams, for spreading your knowledge, and thank you for joining us on Peace! Welcome to Peace! As I promised, well, I don't even know if I ever promised you in the prior episode. I know I promised some people I was going to have the man here with me. The man. He's actually the second biggest Vikings fan behind myself. Well, okay, that's not true at all. But still, that's not true at all. But with us today, I have the great King KARNOV. You better not ever say that shit without King in front of you. I'm going to have a problem. King KARNOV. Welcome, bro. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Been checking out the show and stuff. Been good, man.
Oh, you're enjoying it?
Yeah, man. Check it out on SoundCloud. I'm a subscriber, so you know.
If you didn't know, he's a very humble man, but in my estimation, I say he's the best producer, period, in Minnesota. Now, the dude's hot. He does all kinds of music. He'll tell you all, we'll get to all about it on the video, but I get to toot his horn because this is my shit. I can say what I want to say on my shit. But he can produce shit, anything from hip-hop, R&B, neo-soul, rock. You need some jazz, whatever you need. If you need rock, some heavy metal, whatever, you know. He probably ain't gonna do no death metal if I ain't gonna lie for you, you know. He's not into, you know.
I've done it.
Well, you've done that. Very good. We'll see. Very good. Tell them what your name means, man. What does your name mean?
Basically, it just, the story behind the name is, like, back in the day, like, my mom, she used to sing in a choir, and so right next door to the church I was going to in Illinois, there was like a convenience store or a corner store, not a corner store, yeah, a convenience store. They had arcade in there and whatnot. One of the games in there was a game called KARNOV.
For you youngins that don't know, they used to have big arcade games inside stores.
The big console with the screen and the joystick and all that stuff. So, but yeah, it's like I used to always play that game. Like I used to steal quarters off my mom's purse out of the church. So I used to steal my mom's purse at the church, man. She'd be singing in the choir, just oh Lord.
Wow.
It's just
and you singing along with your hand in
the
the purse.
with a hand in the purse, and
you're
then
the worst.
going to the store, get some Cheetos and playing KARNOV for hours. And like I used to really like the game because you know this guy's just a regular guy. It's just like well, actually he wasn't a regular guy. He you know shoot fire out of his mouth, throw fireballs, and he would fly, he would swim. He would like fight all types of enemies. Like most people would just have enemies where it's like soldiers or robots. He had dinosaurs. He fought everybody. So it was like you know and.
He also made a cameo in a game called Fighter's History about 13 years later. You know, but I think he was one of the cold characters on that game. But yeah, that game you're talking about is classic.
Yeah, so and I always like, and so I always did music. And like one thing about me is when I grew up doing this. Like my mom, she sung in the choir, she played guitar and stuff. She showed me how to play guitar and everything like that, and other instruments, piano. I ended up really gravitating toward music because, and I'm going off on a tangent.
That's all right, though. That's all right.
But, you know, I ended up watching The Cosby Show, and there was one episode with Stevie Wonder when he had the emulator. No, I think it was either the emulator or the Emacs, and they were in the studio, and Stevie Wonder would, like, have, like, Claire or Rudy say something, and would just, you know, and then Vanessa said, jam it on the one, and he would press the key, and it was like, you know, reproducing the voice. And I was like, I looked at my mom.
So that episode made you want to start making music?
Yeah. I was like, I was 8. I was 8 years old. I was in 2nd grade. So, and the funny thing about it is that next week, my 2nd grade teacher actually had like she had like a band called, it was like some type of glee band that they had back in the day. It was like Glee Glob, and it was like a jazz band that did like covers of jazz music with synthesizers and stuff. And so I walked up to one of the keyboard players and I was like, you know, can you sample this into this and make this, you know, voice kind of like the, you know, Stevie Wonder keyboard and stuff like that, and what's an envelope and stuff like that. And so it's like, and when I say envelope, I was talking about like a different parameter that you can use on the keyboard to kind of, you know, modulate sounds and stuff like that. And he just looked at me like, man, you know, how do you know this stuff? And it's like, you know, and I was like, oh yeah, because my mom, she makes music and stuff like that, and I do music too. So, but back to the Cosby Show thing, you know, I told my mom like, hey, can you give me, I need that keyboard. So we ended up going to Guitar Center probably that Saturday. You know, because, you know, mom and son time, we go to the Guitar Center. And,
that's around back then, huh?
Yup, there was one there. That same place right now is like I guess they sell like fur coats and stuff like that now, but it used to be a Guitar Center. But went there, and the keyboard at the time, it was $11,000. It was $11,000 for that keyboard. My mom was like, "You're not getting that." So I ended up getting like a Casio SK1, like a little sampling keyboard. It's like 30 keys and whatnot. And she had me like playing like all the like Sheila E. songs and all the Prince songs, the Morris Day songs on them.
Yeah.
And so I went from there, and so I stopped. I always did music, but it was kind of like second nature, so I really didn't make a big deal about it until I got, you know, maybe like 5th or 6th grade.
So
I was still doing music.
How old were you when you made your? Would you consider when you made your first official complete beat, your first track, complete track?
I was 8. I was 8 years old. Yep, I did it on I had this Yamaha PSR that had a start-stop, and you press record on there. But the thing is, it wasn't like the sequencers or the equipment you had, you know, now. You have now, obviously. You press record, and then you would have to press the actual drum beat. Like they had these pre-programmed drum beats, so then you press the drum beat and let it go for how long you want to, and then you would have to go back to the beginning of the song, hit, you know, record again, and then you would play everything else over it. So, and you could record up to like 4 tracks on it. And so I, you know, recorded on there and had like a couple beats on there, like when I was like 8 years old, and started making more, and you know, I had to erase 2. You can only put 2 songs on there, so I was always recording 2 and erasing 2, recording 2 and erasing 2. So you know, just always just trying to, you know, get better and learning equipment. And my cousin was a DJ, so I learned how to, you know, DJ at an early age. I learned how to DJ around 9. So I was DJing on some belt drive, and belt drive turntables. And if you know belt drives, you know, you can only do so much with those. But you know, I learned the basics on that, and then, you know, when it came to a point of like, what am I going to call myself? Like, I always thought about, you know, how KARNOV, he just did everything. And I was like, man, if I want to do music, I want to rule over that. And then also, you know, rule over and create a sound and kind of like give it to the people in a kingly manner, but also be able to do all types of stuff. I just didn't want to do one style of music. So that's a long story, but you know, that's what it is.
Yeah. So we are obviously you're rooted in hip hop as far as your producing. What would you say? If you know, I don't even know if hip hop is your favorite, but what's your favorite type of music you make?
You know, like I started off in hip hop. I would say, I mean, it's a mixture of, like I said, I can't really even.
Like, is there anything that just gives you joy to create, you know, as far as the type of beat that you're creating? Or is it all the same?
To me, it's all the same, I mean, because I try to approach it all the same way, you know what I'm saying? And my approach is just, like I said, whatever style that I'm assigned to do at that time, I try to put my own twist on it. Like, I don't. You know, I can do something, like if they want something that's a top 40 record, I'll do that. If they want something as far as for like scoring and things like that, and they want it to sound like something that's on the radio, I can do that. But then with the producer input, I usually give them one version and give them another version, and the other version is usually the one that, you know, I give them an example of what I want to do, or what I can, you know, of what they want, and then I can give them something that maybe they didn't think that they needed, but they actually needed for the project. And so it's always worked like that for me. But yeah, as far as like my approach, I like to. It really doesn't matter, like, cause I have phases. Like I'll do a bunch of hip hop stuff one day, and then that next day I might do, 8 or 9 R&B songs, and then the next day I'll do 8 or 9 rock records, or the next day I'll do a bunch of other records. But it's like, I'm there all day trying to create something and trying to do, basically just trying to do something.
Okay, good. So is there anybody locally here that you haven't worked with yet that you would like to work with?
I pretty much work for everybody I wanted to work with here. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a lot of newer people that's in the scene, but right now, no, I haven't. I've pretty much worked with everybody I wanted to work with here. You know what I'm saying? And it's pretty cool. Good situation. You know what I'm saying? I was glad to be a part of a lot of records that was, that I was a part of. You know what I'm saying? And I was glad that I got a chance to put input in and actually not just do the beat, but actually produce the song. You know what I'm saying?
Is there a particular project that you've enjoyed working on, like in the last couple of years? Over the years, you worked on a lot of projects.
Yeah, the Keeson record, I enjoy that. I enjoyed working on Saab's record, Slick's Box, which is a full record I did with him. He was signed to Ron Terry for a while, then went to Hieroglyphics Imperial out in Oakland, and I did his whole record. That was a great thing. And then also recently, I self-designed sound of Low Class America. I think it's like 4 on there. But it was a nice, that was also a nice record too, as well, as far as, the production side as well as the songwriting side. It was a good process, because it was a different process. And I was glad to do it.